All right, this is my audience.
Hi.
All right, we'll go ahead and get started here. While growing up from childhood to adulthood, there were very few things that consistently held my attention. Very few things stay with me as my mind, interests, and hobbies changed throughout my development to where I am today. In fact, there was only one thing to stay with me throughout my life, and that, my friends, was a love for sports. Sports helped me through some of the toughest times of my life, whether it be personal struggles, family fallouts, and just general hardships that honestly probably weren't terrible compared to others. Sports were there to pick me up and get my mind off of the bad things in life. Getting accepted in the National Sports Media Hall of Fame has always seemed like a distant dream of mine. Journalism in this field was not always something I was going to pursue, as I never felt it would pan out the way it has. But as I stand here today, I will explain how much of an honor this is, along with my journey to this point, and thanking those ever important people that helped me get to where I'm standing today. The National Sports Media Hall of Fame is an honor that is held in the highest regard in the sports community. It holds names of legend in sports media, names that have become synonymous with sports in general. I'll name a few right now. Dick Vitale, who was the voice of college basketball for decades and a jump starter of one of the most successful college programs of all time in Duke University. Bob Costas, who was a constant figure on Sunday Night Football, a program of which I binged on many a Sunday night. He also was a commentator for the Olympics, which in and of itself is an honor most people will put at the top of their resume. Chris Berman, otherwise known as Boomer. He was the voice of ESPN and Monday Night Football for decades, making the games and halftimes enjoyable and not just about football, but people genuinely enjoying the product and enthusiasm he had to offer. That was just a few of the many people who were in this Hall of Fame that inspired me and pushed me to get to where I am today. Without those types of people, I would not be here and not put in the work I had to achieve this dream. My journey to this point started later than most. I was attending Iowa State University, studying something I knew I would be successful at, but not something I absolutely enjoyed. As I was sitting in Parks Library, which is the studying area for most students at Iowa State, cramming for an exam that I was supposed to take the next day, I asked myself, is this effort and stress all worth it? Would I really enjoy doing this job every day of my life? Would I wake up every morning dreading going to work? Will this profession make me happy? My answer to that was apparent as I stand here in front of you all today. No, it would not. Then I took a visit to my counselor's office the next morning and discussed entering the School of Journalism here at Iowa State. I was already a year and a half into my college career, so changing my major was not the easiest and, of course, the cheapest approach. At that time, I decided my happiness and future was worth it, as everything I did to that point would lead to a degree in a career I loved, a degree in journalism, and hopefully a start in the sports field that I've loved my whole life. This profession requires a few breaks and opportunities, and it's as simple as that. The key is hitting a home run with those opportunities, running, and catching that ball outside of the park. Do well with those opportunities, and there will be many more presented to you. Working hard will never do anything to hurt you. My first break occurred during my junior year of college, as I was offered a chance to write for the Iowa State Daily about Cyclone basketball. This was a dream for me, as I have been a diehard fan of that program my entire life. So getting an opportunity to write about them and getting paid for it just seemed like a pipe dream. Covering that team was the time of my life, and I did it throughout the rest of my time at Iowa State. I was proud of the work I did, and putting my name on each and every article just felt like more and more of a dream. I eventually gained employment at ESPN, working with statistics and doing paperwork for the worldwide leader in sports. Sticking with the theme of the speech, I worked hard as I possibly could, including late nights, time away from family, but I still loved what I did. Nothing would ever change that. All of the hard work led to a spot in journalism for ESPN, covering the NBA. Again, I worked harder than I ever had before, gaining sources, scouring, clawing, and carrying my way, and stories to breaking news that people would only dream of. I wrote about that special league for the remainder of my employment. I cannot tell you how grateful and thankful I am to have spent all that time at the greatest sports media network ever. I'm thankful for ESPN every day of my life, and I'm even more thankful for the people that helped me get to where I am today. My mother, for encouraging me to take this road and supporting me in every way possible. My friends, for always giving me opportunities to talk sports with and develop my craft for analyzing games and proving them wrong. My wife for being there throughout my professional career, dealing with my time away from home and hardships that come with this field. My kids for supporting my job and career and never making me feel bad for the time I was away. This was a difficult field, but for everything I did, it was worth it. Do not live a life that you do not want to live. Do what you want to do. Work hard, and good things will happen. Like I said, all a hardworking person needs is a single opportunity. Thank you for listening. I hope this helps you out in your fields.